In the heart of a kingdom flowing with riches, there reigned a king named Oba Adiwela. His land were vast, his treasury overflowed with gold, and his people wanted for nothing. Yet, despite his immense wealth and power, a cold fear gripped the king's heart. It was the fear of losing it all. This fear was a shadow that followed him everywhere, whispering doubts into his ear. He looked at his advisors, men and women of great experience, and saw nothing loyalty but ambition. He heard their counsel not as wisdom but as plots to undermine his rule. So he built walls around his heart, trusting no one and dismissing advice, believing that solitude was his only shield. One sun-drenched morning, a man named Kofi arrived at the majestic palace gates. Kofi was not a prince or a warrior. He was a simple man from a poor village with clothes that were clean but worn and hands calloused from honest work. He possessed no riches, but he carried something far more valuable, a sharp mind and a heart full of hope. He sought an audience with the king, not to ask for gold or jewels, but for a chance to work. When brought before King Oba Adiwela, Kofi bowed respectfully. "Your Majesty," he began, his voice clear and steady. "I have traveled far, hearing tales of your great kingdom. I do not seek a place in your court or a chest of coins. I ask only for a small, forgotten patch of land at the very edge of your palace grounds, a place no one else desires. Grant me this, and I promise to make it flourish." The king, intrigued by this unusual request and seeing no threat in a single man and a barren plot of earth, agreed. He pointed to a rocky, V-chalked corner of the royal gardens, a place long neglected by the royal gardeners. "It is yours," the king declared, a hint of amusement in his tone. "Let us see what magic you can work there." Kofi thanked the king profusely and immediately set to work. While the royal court buzzed with gossip about the strange man and his worthless land, Kofi was busy. He cleared the rocks, pulled the stubborn weeds, and tilled the soil with tireless determination. Then from a small leather pouch, he took out a handful of seeds unlike any royal gardeners had ever seen. They were small and oddly shaped, some shimmering with a faint light. He planted them with care, tending to do them from sunrise to sunset, watering them from a nearby stream and speaking to them in soft, encouraging tones. Weeks turned into months, and something miraculous began to happen on Kofi's little patch of land. The strange seeds sprouted into extraordinary plants. One vine grew fruits that shimmered like pure gold, their sweet scent filling the air. Another plant produced fibers stronger than silk and lighter than cotton, perfect for weaving luxurious fabric. From the roots of a third, rare spices and medicinal herbs could be harvested, more potent than any found in the kingdom. Word of Kofi's magical garden spread like wildfire. Soon merchants from distant lands were arriving, eager to trade for the golden fruits and precious materials. The kingdom's wealth, already considerable, began to multiply at an astonishing rate. New trade routes were established, the royal treasury swelled to bursting, and the entire kingdom prospered too. The people were happier and healthier than ever before, all thanks to the bounty from Kofi's small plot of land. King Oba Adiela watched this incredible transformation with a mixture of awe and growing unease. He saw his kingdom becoming richer and more powerful than he had ever dreamed. But his old fear began to creep back, stronger than before. He saw the respect and admiration in his people's eyes whenever Coffee's name was mentioned, and the shadow of suspicion whispered in his ear again, "This man is too clever. He is winning the hearts of your people. Soon they will want him as their king." Consumed by his paranoia, the king decided he had to uncover Coffee's secret. He ordered his most trusted spies to watch Coffee's every move. They hid in the shadows, observing him day and night. They watched him tender his plants, trade fairly with merchants, and share his knowledge freely with anyone who asked. They saw him give food to the hungry and use his newfound wealth to help build a new school for village children. The spies reported back to the king, their voices filled with confusion. "Your Majesty," the chief spy said, "the man is honest. He works hard, he is generous, he speaks of you with the utmost respect. He has no secret army, no hidden plot. His only secret seems to be his knowledge of the earth and his kindness." But the king refused to believe it. He was certain there was a trick, a deception he was missing. One moonless night, cloaked in darkness, the king himself snuck out to Coffee's garden. He found Coffee sitting peacefully among his glowing plants, gazing at the stars. Startled by the king's sudden appearance, Coffee stood and bowed. "Your Majesty, what brings you here at this late hour?" "I have come for the truth," the king said, his voice tense. "What is your secret? How do you create this magic? Are you planning to take my throne?" Coffee looked at the king, his expression not of fear, but of profound sadness and understanding. "Your Majesty," he said gently, "there is no magic. There is only knowledge, hard work, and the bounty of earth. My only secret is one you have forgotten." He continued, his voice resonating with wisdom. "You have a great kingdom filled with talented people, but you push them away. You have wise advisors, but you ignore their counsel. You see plots in shadows and betrayal in loyalty. Braids, the greatest threats to your kingdom are not your people or me. The greatest threats are the fear and grief that live in your own heart. They are like weeds that choke out wisdom and trust." Coffee's words struck the king like a bolt of lightning. In that moment, surrounded by the undeniable prosperity that one trusted man had created, the king saw the truth. He had been so afraid of losing his power that he had become his own worst enemy. He had been hoarding his wealth and authority there when the real path to strength was through sharing and collaboration. From that night on, a change came over King Ubayd Adullah. He dismantled the walls around his heart. He began to listen to his advisors, truly listen, valuing their different perspectives. He sought out other clever and talented people within his kingdom, not as threats but as partners. He entrusted them with responsibilities, giving them the freedom to innovate and contribute their unique skills. The kingdom, already prosperous, entered a golden age. With the combined wisdom and effort of many, new inventions were created. Arts and culture flourished, and the kingdom became a beacon of progress and cooperation. The king learned the most important lesson of his reign from a humble man with a great, strange seeds. That true and lasting power is not built on a foundation of fear and suspicion. It grows from the fertile soil of trust, watered by cleverness, and blossoms through the collective strength of people working together. And so King Obed-Adiwala ruled for many more years, not as a king who feared his people, but as a leader who empowered them. He and Kofi worked side by side, their friendship a symbol of kingdom's new philosophy. The story of the fearful king and the wise farmer was told for generations. A timeless reminder that a single seed of trust can grow a forest of prosperity. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story and the lessons it holds, don't forget to like this video. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. We would love to hear from your thoughts in the comments below.